It was alright. It was fine. It was okay. It's a really basic, straightforward coming-of-age fantasy adventure. Nothing really to write home about. Nothing really to sneeze at. It has its strengths, it has its weaknesses, it's somewhat bland. Okay, so I'm going to sound a bit negative here, but the last thing I want to do is to take the proverbial piss out of hard work, and this film is nothing but hard, passionate, energetic work. It's coming from a place of sincerity, of artistic integrity, a place of heart and passion. It's a passion project that was made possible because a series of people did not want the monumental legacy of Studio Ghibli to end with Studio Ghibli. So that's why Studio Ponok was made, that's why Mary and The Witch's Flower was made as a manifesto, intended as a manifesto to these people, these artists' intentions to continue said legacy, to introduce it to new audiences, and it's just a watered-down Miyazaki film. You see, this is the problem with Hiromasa Yonebayashi and all of the other animators that are working with him, is that their dedication to their sensei, to Miyazaki himself and his legacy, I think is something that is ultimately holding them back. It's preventing them to reach their true potential, to find something that they are really, really good at. Instead, what they are doing is rethreading the beaten path, trying to remake the classic Miyazaki's films, trying to reproduce the feeling of these films. And I'm sorry, but this is not a matter of opinion, this is a pragmatic fact. Nobody can do Miyazaki but Miyazaki himself. You cannot reproduce a deeply personal style of an acclaimed artistic genius. That would be like trying to redo Hitchcock or Kubrick or Eisenstein. You can't do that, because any attempt to do so would result in an inferior product when it is inevitably and mercilessly compared to the original products it's based off on. And this is where, in my opinion, Mary and the Witch's Flower fails. Not because it didn't try enough, but because it tried too hard to feel like a Miyazaki film. And yes, the characters are likable, but they feel recycled, because they are. The situations and the beautiful animations, the beautiful creativity in display feel reused, because it is. Mary herself is essentially Ginger Kiki from Kiki's Delivery Service. And personality-wise, she is more of a blend of all the major heroines of the Studio Ghibli, so insofar. So, when I look at this film, as much as I want to like it, I cannot extinguish this gnawing feeling in my heart that all I'm seeing is just an inferior version of a Miyazaki film. Nothing really important or interesting to say that hasn't been said already by much better films that had already established themselves for how good they were. And thus, here we are. The very first film of this new promising studio, doesn't really have anything to show for itself that isn't already something that we've seen a million times over. Nothing wrong with that per se, but in my opinion, if this studio, if these artists really want to succeed, they need to find their own style. They need to move on, essentially. They need to make the Studio Ghibli style theirs instead of trying to essentially submit their own selves to a style. They need to make the style theirs and not the other way around. So yes, Mary and the Witch's Flower, it's cute, but it's nothing new under the sun. Yes, that about covers it.